Welcome back to the greatest show on earth. Guard Your Grill Boxing reunited, and it feels so good. We had a couple mixtapes out, but now, new edition, Boys to Men, is finally back together.
Margarito.
No, that's
Winky.
Winky off the block.
Oh, yeah, it's Winky off the block.
Do you know the importance of a sky page up?
That's Timothy Bradley, Kendall Holt. We saw a good fight. Timothy Bradley won by unanimous decision. I thought the scores were kind of skewed a little bit. I'm going to ask my esteemed colleagues over here what their take on the fight was.
Well, look, I'm going to set it off like this. First of all, like I left a text up on Guard Your Grill Boxing earlier. All shots out to Showtime. We used to have issues with the lighting. The lighting is remarkable, very comparable to HBO. The fights are better than HBO. Their programming, the United States of Terror, their programming is on HBO's heels, who is falling off since The Wire.
What about the post-fights interviews, though?
Yeah, they're hard.
Wiggity, wag.
The only thing they're missing is that personality. They're feeling the voice.
She asked him such a fluff question. I forget what it was.
Other than that, Showtime is winning to me.
Right.
But 10:45 championship fight with an undercard, before it.
It's a nod fest.
So to answer your question, I dozed in and out of this fight, and for what I've seen, I definitely gave the fight to Bradley. But I thought he made Holt very uncomfortable. I thought he made Holt fight his fight. Outside of Holt's 2 knockdowns, which could have kept him in the fight. I had Bradley winning the fight. Those 2 knockdowns would kept him in the fight, but I didn't think he wasn't active enough. I thought Bradley was tearing his body up and wearing him down. There was one particular round when Holt's hands came down. He was hurt. He touched the ropes too.
Right, yeah.
I think that was like the 4th round or something. He did with a couple of body shots. He moved past it. Every time you see a fighter touch a rope, he's in trouble.
Oscar did it.
Yeah, he's in trouble. That's another thing. Professional fighters, man, when you see a guy handle themselves the way he handled himself in that first round, he got up, he wobbled, took a knee, cleared his head. Those are excellent qualities for a champion.
Yeah, I thought Bradley had it too. Other than the first and the 12th round, I think Bradley really he dominated the entire fight. I think he might have gave up maybe the 6th or 7th round. I think Kendall Holt was able to outwork him in those rounds, but I definitely saw Bradley as the winner of that fight. But I like how Bradley was turning him in the fight. If you notice, he was getting angles. He was like sort of fighting him on the side. He was getting into his ribs, and he was able to hit him with those lefts and rights.
I just want to clear something up. I told you I was dozing off because my name's C. I'm going to be real with my people. I was having sex with my wife while the fight was going on. But you go on that long late at night, and GYGB is trying. You know what I'm saying? You got to mirror proportion at a certain angle in your room. You can have sex and watch a fight at the same time, especially if you're trying to clear up that moment. And you block out a certain amount of time. Showtime car, I'm thinking 9 o'clock. I'm like 9 o'clock, I'm gonna watch this, then we can do something.
One of the things I was disappointed in was the fact that how Kendall Holt in the beginning of the fight was talking like Antonio Tarver during the pre-fight instructions.
Okay.
But then later on in the fight, he went out like Roy Jones. He just really didn't. That third fight I'm talking about with Antonio Tarver and Roy Jones. Like he had some flashes, and then it seemed like he was not interested. He didn't step in the gas or anything. I don't know.
That's some body shot.
But you know what? The other thing too is we forgot. I know y'all. Y'all was talking about Bradley's chin. That was the first time I ever got knocked down. Right. That was number 1. So he did handle himself professionally. But the second thing is Kendall Holt is very hard.
He can crack.
That boy is very, very hard.
So would you?
I think Timothy Bradley held his own. I was impressed and surprised when he beat Junior Witter. Right. I never picked him to beat Junior Witter, so I've always been a Timothy Bradley fan. I don't think
no big Witter fan.
But I was a big Witter fan. But what's funny? I don't think this is.
You go on Facebook. Or you said Twitter or Witter?
I said Witter.
Okay.
Right.
I just heard about Twitter. I guess we gotta get down with that too. Facebook, MySpace. I mean, it'd take me an hour and a half just to check everybody's messages now. I like the old school. Just give me a Sky pager. I thought you were saying Twitter.
No, that's Twitter. But
see, exactly.
The bat phone.
Twitter.
Get ready to talk about Chris Arreola,
Twitter,
and Jamil McCline with a heavyweight bout. What's that?
MySpace, Facebook, text messages, emails.
Somebody's blowing
Come
up.
on. Come on, man. Take me back to the Sky Pager. All right.
Yo, what y'all think about this fight?
Tribe Called Quest. Second album.
Second
Sky
round, Chris
Pager.
Arreola knockout.
You know what's funny?
Who's he fighting?
Jamil McCline.
Is this Jamil McCline?
No, this is after Roy's.
Oh, it's after Roy's. I'm about to say, this is Jamil McCline.
This
Put
is
the
titties Jamil
steroids.
McCline. this Jamil McCline needs a bra. You will come out with these.
This is a real big dude with the chest.
Yeah, remember he knocked St.
Jamil
Peter
McCline.
down like 3 times?
First of all, when he was roiding up, dude looked like Atlas. Didn't he?
did.
He looked like
He
somebody
didn't-
carved him out
He
of
just
a
didn't
mountain.
perform like that.
But see, that was the problem.
Nah.
I always thought he was an underachiever. I remember he fought Shannon Briggs. Remember he beat Shannon
Yeah.
Briggs?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Shannon
He
was-
did beat. Shannon was another
Them
warrior.
Brooklyn guys, man. I love you, Brooklyn, but y'all just love yourself so much. Y'all know y'all mastered the art of we just follow. Y'all make us Brooklyn like he was on the Fugees album talking greasy to nobody. He never was an elite fighter to me. Twitter. He never was an elite fighter to me. But back to Jamil, like this fight, like Arreola, both of these guys to me, as Big Mike would say, I put them in the same box. Because I don't think neither one of them is committed to be, and that's a problem with the heavyweight division. There's no restrictions on the weight. So people don't have to show the dedication that other fighters do to make weight.
And I think you bring up a good point about conditioning. And that's just why the heavyweight division gets the lackluster attention it does.
Right.
It's because you don't have committed. Then you have people like Klitschko who comes out, and I know, all due respect to the Klitschko brothers, these guys work hard, they condition, and probably half of the game with them is the conditioning. I won't say half, I'll say 70%.
And they study. PhDs.
Yeah, well, but you got a lot of people
PhD.
like Chris Arreola who comes out and is like 300 pounds and gasping for air in the second round
that's
and
why-
try to take your head
That's
off.
why they don't do anything.
David Haye gonna beat one of them dudes. That's a different show. David Haye beats Chris Arreola too. I saw Chris Arreola
No.
chin like David Haye.
I might give you the Klitschko, but Chris Arreola throws one monkey punch and David Haye is out.
Did you saw Chris Arreola got hit with a couple months ago?
Yeah, I saw that. He was like,
But if you sit there, the thing is this though. The thing is this. Next fight up, the most anticipated fight out of the ones we named, Paul, the Punisher. Shout out to Big Pun, Williams, and Winky. Ronald, Winky Wright. Like he got a name like back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Winky, yeah.
If you have a shootout with Chris Arreola and David Haye, I'm going with Chris Arreola. And David Haye's going to try to have a shootout with him.
Right.
See,
Who faster, man?
it doesn't matter.
No, just answer your question.
It doesn't matter.
David
David doesn't have defense,
Let me
though.
ask you a question. And Chris Arreola has good defense?
No,
Just answer the question.
when I just say shootouts, Nas album, it was written.
Man,
If they sitting there just blazing.
I don't think
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think David Haye. I think he got more movement than y'all give him credit, man. He
sit there-
Question: what does the number 82 represent to you guys?
1982.
82. What it has to do with this fight? 82 is Paul Williams' reach. He has an 82-inch reach.
Wow.
They said that it is 2 inches bigger than the Klitschko brothers.
So that means when he's laying in bed at night, he can scratch his feet without bending down.
Right. And on top of that,
Shout out to Brad. He looks just like my boy Brad.
and on top of that, it is like an inch or so shorter than Lennox Lewis.
Wow. And Lennox has long arms.
So-
But you know what? That's a good statistic, but he gives up a lot of his height.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to get into. That 82-inch reach advantage, he gives up because he makes himself a smaller target. He doesn't really jab on it, but the volume of punches that this guy throws is insane.
I think people are forgetting all the tools that's in this guy's tool belt. Like, I think he fights according to his opposition. Like, if this is somebody he thinks he can air out, he'll air out. But the man can use his height real well to fight from a distance. And I'm going to let y'all get your points off. I think this is why he gives Winky probably the most trouble Winky's ever had, because people forgetting how he fought Margarito. Even though Winky is not the type of pressure fighter as Margarito, but Winky likes to fight forward. He likes to counter off of lead right hands. And I'm about to say something. Winky's most dominant performances was off of sluggers, Twitter. Was off of people who was coming in trying to knock him out, moving forward. And he picking them off and coming and counter off him. A la, we can say Jermaine Teller's a boxer, he's a Floyd boxer. The Shane Mosleys, the people that he looked exceptionally well against didn't give him a lot of lateral movement. Then if you take it back to Sam Solomon, who first kind of somewhat they didn't solve the Rubik's Cube, but they tried to take the stickers off of it and almost solve it, get two sides.
The bootleg way.
Yeah, he did the bootleg way. He kind of opened up the box a little bit to see how to beat this guy. He showed that if you got a strong output and you kind of awkward, you can tag him. Winky's been getting hit a lot lately. You know, the man is 37 years old. He went up to 175 or whatever the catch weight was. He's coming down. Hasn't fought in 2 years. He's fighting a man who's probably the most versatile opponent he's ever fought. You know, the man has knockout power. He can fight a lot of different ways. He's extremely long, fast with a high output. I think we may, for the first time, see Winky Wright get beat up in a fight and possibly knocked out.